The rise and fall of John DeLorean and his dream car. The visionary behind the dream. John Zachary DeLorean was not an ordinary automobile executive. Tall, charismatic, and possessing an undeniable flair for engineering and marketing, he was a rising star at General Motors by the 1960s. DeLorean made a name for himself by creating the Pontiac GTO, a car that effectively launched the muscle car era. As he ascended the corporate ranks, he embodied the image of a maverick, a suit-and-tie executive with Hollywood looks, unafraid to challenge industry norms. Despite his success at GM, DeLorean was restless. The bureaucratic environment of the auto giant stifled his ambition. He envisioned a car unlike any other, a futuristic, stainless steel sports car with gull-wing doors that would be a symbol of innovation and individuality. This vision led him to leave GM in 1973 to start his own company, the DeLorean Motor Company, DMC. Founding the DeLorean Motor Company. DeLorean set out to create a car that combined safety, style, and performance. The result was the DMC-12, a car with a sleek stainless steel body, innovative gull-wing doors, and a futuristic aesthetic. However, turning this dream into reality required immense capital, and DeLorean began seeking investors. He found a willing partner in the British government. The United Kingdom was eager to boost employment in Northern Ireland, a region suffering from economic stagnation and sectarian violence. DeLorean struck a deal with the British government, securing over $100 million in funding to build a factory in Dunmurry, a suburb of Belfast. The hope was that the factory would provide jobs and stimulate the local economy. Production problems and financial struggles. Despite the promise, the manufacturing process was fraught with problems. The factory, though staffed with workers in need of employment, struggled with quality control and production delays. Additionally, the car's original design underwent numerous modifications that compromised performance. The DMC-12, initially envisioned as a high-performance vehicle, was saddled with a sluggish 130 horsepower V6 engine sourced from Renault, Peugeot, and Volvo. It also faced stiff competition in the sports car market, particularly from more established brands like Porsche and Chevrolet. Compounding these challenges, the car launched in 1981. Just as the United States was entering a recession, sales failed to meet expectations, and by mid-1982, DMC was on the brink of financial collapse. DeLorean needed money, and fast. The drug deal scandal. As desperation mounted, DeLorean became embroiled in one of the most infamous scandals in automotive history. In October 1982, he was arrested in Los Angeles for attempting to traffic 59 pounds of cocaine, worth an estimated $24 million. The sting operation had been orchestrated by the FBI, with DeLorean caught on camera agreeing to the deal. The case was complex. DeLorean maintained that he had been entrapped by the government. Evidence showed that he was approached by an old acquaintance, who introduced him to undercover agents posing as drug dealers. They presented him with a supposed opportunity to raise the money needed to save DMC. DeLorean, desperate and out of options, went along with it. During the recorded meetings, he even commented, "This is better than gold." At trial, his legal team successfully argued that he had been set up, an unwilling participant lured into a drug deal he never sought out. In 1984, he was acquitted of all charges. However, while he avoided prison, the damage was done. His reputation was irreparably tarnished, and DMC had collapsed. The British government and the fate of the DeLorean dies. Following the company's bankruptcy, the British government was left with a massive financial loss. The assets of the DeLorean Motor Company were liquidated, but one major issue remained: the dies and tooling used to manufacture the DMC-12 stainless steel body panels. These dies were extremely expensive, and there was concern that someone might attempt to restart production, something the British government did not want. The solution? Destroy them. Rather than selling or scrapping them in a conventional manner, reports indicate that the British government had the dies dumped in the ocean, ensuring that no one could ever manufacture another DMC-12 again. This act cemented the finality of DeLorean's dream and marked one of the most bizarre endings to an automaker's legacy in history. The legacy of John DeLorean. Despite its failure, the DeLorean DMC-12 achieved a kind of immortality thanks to Hollywood. In 1985, just a few years after DMC's collapse, the car starred in Back to the Future, where it was famously turned into a time machine. The movie franchise made the DeLorean an icon, with its futuristic design forever etched into pop culture. John DeLorean, though legally cleared of drug charges, never fully recovered professionally. He attempted various business ventures, including a failed attempt to revive his car company. He faced numerous lawsuits and financial difficulties in his later years, ultimately filing for bankruptcy. He passed away in 2005 at the age of 80. Conclusion: John DeLorean's story is one of ambition, innovation, and ultimately, downfall. He was a visionary who challenged the status quo, but his dream was undone by financial mismanagement, market conditions, and desperate decisions. His car company, once a symbol of hope and ingenuity, ended in scandal and destruction. Yet the DeLorean name lives on. The DMC-12 remains a collector's item, and its legacy, immortalized in film, ensures that John DeLorean's dream, a car of the future, will never be forgotten. The concept of a metal-paneled exterior design would go on to see application by Tesla in their design of the Cybertruck.